Live with the walkout.
Live with the walkout.
4-2 victory. Oh, there you go. Now we're live. Boom.
Live.
Live.
Woo! Yeah, buddy!
Ted, we're live on the walkout.
Like I said, excuse me.
Coming through.
Thankfully, it ended up being a moot point. That sucked, Lou. Like, if that was the turning point of the game, like, I don't understand. I would love to hear an explanation of why that wasn't a goal. And I will say this, last year, that would have been what cost us the game. Oh, because they were so cool. Yeah. Well, our goaltending last year, like.
Yeah, our goaltending this year is definitely much better. However, we were talking about before the game, they allowed Carolina to get near 30 shots today.
Yeah.
They were unable to contain them to 12.
No, they always have usually a tough time in Carolina.
Oh, well, Carolina pours on the shots. That's why. Beer Brown, are we going to take the escalator or are we going to walk? Samu likes to be lazy. Let's be
Let's be active. Let's walk.
Do you really want to stand in that line?
No.
I don't either.
Or either there, escalator there, or the stairs here. So.
We'll do the escalator, just like Samu likes to do.
We can go out The only team that always is Tampa. Just don't beat Tampa. Yeah, but remember the year that we faced them in the playoffs? We smoked them in the regular season. Like
But we didn't put what's his name in net for the series.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go Devils! Let's go Devils! Always one freaking Ranger fan. Woo!
What are they handing out?
Nothing. They're not handing out anything. Hey, free something or other.
Free ice cream. Let's go burrito!
It's all about the burrito.
Let's go burrito!
It's all about the burrito. Beer Brand, you're just going to have to follow me on this walkout, all right? You've not done this yet. Let's find out what they're giving away. I'm going to go get whatever they're handing out, too.
By the way, who lied and said that was a bean burrito?
I have no idea. Sam got the burrito.
I know, but on your Instagram page.
Oh, that was me. Thank you. Oh, $1 off a salad. Sam Wu needs $1 off a salad. Don't worry, Mrs. Wu. Sam's going to get $1 off a salad tomorrow.
Keep it rolling, Devils. Let's go.
Beer Man! Woo! So Beer Baron's never done the walkout. You got to go to the halal guy. Samu's favorite person. Let's do it tomorrow. Here we are, Samu with the halal truck. Empanadas, a veggie burger for Esteban, eggplant. From the halal truck, we go into American whiskey. There's Beer Baron on his first walkout. It does smell good. Here we go. We're going to go into American whiskey. Transition from the walkout to Devils After Dark. Here we are. Everyone's happy. Devils beat Carolina. The team gets on a plane and goes right to Carolina tonight. Vin Diesel. Yo, yo, yo! Hey! You suck!
One more time.
Hey, you suck! Rangers suck! Rangers suck! Rangers suck! Rangers suck!
I get the Rangers suck, but what? It's not even a Rangers
Just their move. I'll give it to you live.
It's not even a versus Rangers game.
Woo! We are an American whiskey. After the walkout. Woo!
Walk around the bar.
Here, man, give me a dog machete. Now the walkthrough.
I'm out of here.
Now the quiet side of American whiskey.
Woo!
Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from American Whiskey. 51 Edison Place, across the street from Prudential Center. This is Championship Plaza. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. As the Hurricanes get demolished by the Devils, 4-2 victory for New Jersey. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal from Beverly Hills, California, in the Michael J. Fox Studios. I got Short Sky and Beer Baron here. What's up, Scotty?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Yo, it's the
Pretty
Sunday
exciting.
show coming to you on a Friday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting game today over there in the Prudential Center. Big test for the Devils, and they came through with flying colors.
Oh, they did.
Yes,
They did.
Hold on one
It
second.
was
I'm going to switch.
All right,
I'm going to
so
switch headsets real
Beer
quick.
Baron's switching out his headset here for a little bit longer of a cable. But yeah, it was a good game tonight. The Devils played well. They demolished the Hurricanes. It's like a little bit of wind shear destroying a hurricane, which is what happens in the weather world. But tell you what, Scotty, it's good to be here at a home game when the Devils win.
That's right. And no better place to be before and after than American Whiskey. So if you're going over to the bar, make sure you tip your bartenders, be real good to them, say hi to the boys over there in the corner. You see them right outside that window and everything, just chilling. Sam, see, this is the perfect time to walk up to Sam Wu and ask him for a selfie. Because he looks really
He's very calm. He's very calm.
He looks frustrated, He looks like he doesn't know what's going on.
Listen, if Sam didn't look frustrated, we wouldn't be doing our job.
You know what? Let me tell you something.
Oh, here it comes.
Get
Here
it.
it comes.
Get it. Get that burrito.
The veggie burrito, folks.
If you didn't think this is a real thing,
Oh, no, it's
let's
real.
just put it this way.
It's real. We saw
Shorts
it.
guy, Shorts guy and I witnessed something so amazing tonight.
I seen it.
So the Hurricanes go up. This is the first time I saw it, but the Hurricanes go up 1-0. Doesn't look good. We're getting outshot 9-2, whatever it was. Sam goes, okay, I'm going to get the burrito.
We told him to go get the burrito.
No, I got berated to get the burrito.
We told him to get the burrito.
That's true.
I was forced.
Because in Section 5, that's like a giant family there. And they've adopted Shorts Guy and Sam into that family.
Reluctantly, they've adopted me and Sam.
Reluctantly and happily.
A family of giants? Really?
A family of giants.
Boy, I wouldn't want to get tickets behind them. I mean, bad news.
So Sam leaves. He literally walks into our section with the burrito in hand, and the Devils scored. As soon as he made that turn around the corner, the Devils scored.
Yep.
You couldn't, even if we were trying to plan something as fun and witty as that, there's no way in hell that would have happened.
Yep.
It was one of the most amazing things I've ever witnessed.
And the second goal as well.
Yes,
the second goal as well, yeah.
And it was a veggie burrito, so Mrs. Wu can be happy. It's a veggie burrito.
No chickens were harmed in making that burrito.
Nope.
Yeah.
No
Not at
beef,
all.
no nothing.
No beef.
Gluten-free, too.
Yeah, gluten-free wrap. But my God, listen, the way the game started out, and Shorts Guy, you pointed out something right off the bat. The Devils were getting shelled. And it was, like I said, when they were down 1-0, they were being outscored 1-0, but they were being outshot 9-2.
It
one
became
point,
8-2. It became 8-2.
It was 10-2, and then they took one away. And when you cheered when the Devils got their third shot, they took the one shot away from the Hurricanes. So at one point, according to the board, it was 10. It just felt lopsided, but at the same time, the Devils
game all over again.
Yes, exactly. But at the same time, like the Devils were pressing and pressing and pressing and pushing and pushing, and the game felt like it wasn't out of control. Like it wasn't like it was going to be one of those games. I don't know. To me,
to me, it felt like it was that Blues game all over again, being outshot like that, and then the Devils go down on the eighth shot. It didn't feel good to start, Scotty. It's just had that feeling of that Blues game right before Thanksgiving, like same situation. Not getting scored on the first shot of that game,
and then like a cheap goal too. That first goal and you. This is what I love sitting next to a goaltender when you're watching a game. Because that first goal Carolina scores, he goes, that's Brendan Dillon's fault. He goes, it's Brendan Dillon's fault. But he explains it perfectly. And when they showed the replay, it was Brendan Dillon's fault for not being back there to prevent that slippage from happening.
He didn't stop behind. He did a flyby. He didn't stop.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting yelled at, Scotty. So
Sorry.
It's all yours.
Go ahead. We got excited. We're excited. Clearly excited.
All right.
Dad put us in check.
Okay. Well, we'll check back in with the fellas over here. Let's get through the old game recap and talk about all the action on the ice down there at the Prudential Center. Hurricanes coming to town, and it's a big 2-game series for the Devils. Why? Because this is basically a playoff preview. If the season ended today, these two teams would be playing each other in the playoffs. And we talked about this when we had that 2-game set against the Florida Panthers as well. This is another huge test for the Devils, but this time unlike with the Florida Panthers, we got some 4-point games going on over here with these next two Metropolitan big divisional matchups, and the Devils are looking pretty damn good. No changes in the lineup. Markstrom is back in the net. First game back after the holiday break, by the way. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Happy birthday to Lemmy of Motorhead. If you don't know, his birthday was on Christmas Eve. The reason for the heavy metal season is Lemmy. So pour yourself out of Jack and Coke for the man. Rod Brindamore was going for his 300th career win as a coach. Shut that down. They got the ugly jerseys on, whatever. And here's a nice little tidbit. I did not know this, but I saw this fact during the game. Jack Hughes already has 9 3-point games on the season. His career high is 10 in a complete season. 10 3-point games. He's already got 9 already this season. So we talked about it. Jackie boy, maybe, just maybe, might be that first 100-point scorer for this team. So the game starts out, and as Shorts Guy and Beer Baron were saying, it started really good for the Devils. Like the first minute, you saw that line of Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Andre Palat, and when Luke Hughes gets on the ice with them, that speed that those three guys can put together, Jesper, Jack, and Luke, it's basically like a video game live and in action. It's incredible. And they had a really good sequence where they got some good opportunities, but they were denied. And then after that was like in the first minute or two of the game, the Canes kind of took over for the next 10 minutes or so. Markey had a nice save on, I don't recall which Hurricane it actually was, but he found himself alone in front of the net. And Markstrom denies that backhand. And then, let me see exactly the time. At 10:03 of the first period, Eric Robinson gets his 9th goal of the year to put Jacob Markstrom's shutout streak to the end. It is finished, complete at 139 minutes and 45 seconds. So good on Markey there for that shutout streak. But he makes a save, but the puck is loose. He's in a butterfly, and the puck is loose behind his legs. Now, I don't know, there was another goal that was wiped away a little later on in the game, and the refs were very quick to blow the whistle and say, no. But this puck, which apparently nobody saw in between Markstrom's legs, they just let it play. Oh, great. Is like Bettman actually like calling in and saying like, don't give the Devils any breaks, refs? Because that's what it feels like sometimes. But yes, nobody saw the puck. Brendan Dillon was there. It looked like he saw it a second after too late. Doesn't tie up Eric Robinson, and he just kind of swipes the puck into the back of the net to put the Canes up 1-0 at 10:03. And then, I got it right here. Devils being outshot 9-2. I believe they took a shot away from the Canes and went back down to 8-2. But at that moment in time, it was actually 9-2. That's the most shots the Devils have given up in the first period, and I don't know how long. They have been giving up, like 5 shots, 4 shots in all these first periods, second. Actually, the entire games, they haven't even been letting up 20 shots per game. So this was a rare occurrence, but after playing the Rangers, the Penguins, who are playing better, but they're still struggling a little. Carolina is a different animal. They are a different animal. They're a different level, team than those others. So we knew it was going to be a little bit more difficult, and Carolina can bring the offense, and that's what they did. The Canes just seemed to have that jump through the first, it was like that first minute or two, Devils look good. After that, Carolina took over until about the 15-minute mark into the period. And we had here's a good one too. Nico working hard, trying to get this momentum turned around. He's driving towards the net, blatantly gets pulled down right in front of the official. Again, like hands on the knees, looking right at it. No call. I don't understand how they could see the puck in between Markstrom's legs, but couldn't see Nico Hischier getting hauled down as he's driving towards the net. Whatever. maybe, little prescription checkup there for the officials. Maybe it should be mandatory. Is there a vision plan with the NHL for the officials? Do they have that vision insurance? It should be mandatory that they all get a checkup before the season. It should be like, the old Lou Lamoriello every 10 games. Let's do it. Let's do a little reset and see what's going on here. I think every official maybe should have a vision checkup every 10 games just to make sure they can actually see when penalties happen. But whatever. Markstrom made a nice save on Carrier, driving the net on a cross-ice feed from Stahl. Really good save there by Markstrom. He played great. And then our man who has been turning it around in this middle portion here of the season. That's Andre Palat. He gets the goal, his 7th of the year at 16:12 of the first period. Oh, baby. 1-1, a deflection right here. And this one starts with a great outlet pass from who? Jacob Markstrom. He beats everyone, gets it up there to Jack Hughes. The Devils get set up in the zone. And then Palat and Jack, they are parked in front of the net. And they are causing havoc, creating traffic. And the goaltender could see not. And then who was it? It was Kovacevic, I believe, put the shot on net after getting the pass from Siegenthaler there. And Palat is just right there. It deflects off him, and then it kind of tumbleweeds into the net. Jack Hughes took a swipe at it, but he didn't get it. It's Mr. Palat's goal there. His 7th at 16:12. Kovacevic gets his 10th assist of the year, and Siegenthaler gets his 7th assist. So it's tied up 1-1. And then the captain says, okay, you hauled me down before. You didn't call no penalty. So I'm going to strike back like the Empire, the Nico Empire here. Darth Heischer is coming through, and he's going to make something happen. 42 seconds later, Heischer, Nico, gets his 18th goal of the year at 16:54. And this one, another big outlet pass. The first one was Jacob Markstrom up to Jack. This one is Luke Hughes out to Stefan Nason. It's a 2-on-1 situation over there. Nason with a nice saucer pass over to Nico, who rips it high near side past the blocker. What a goal. And the Devils, well, they started putting the Canes on notice, saying, okay, maybe add your little surge over there, your little storm surge there, Carolina. We get it. Ha, ha, ha. But now it's time for a different side of things. We're going to take a trip down into the depths of hell for some New Jersey Devils hockey. And we're going to show you what's up. 2-1 Devils to end the first period. But the Devils do get a penalty right there at the end. That was the Dougie, right? The Dougie call right at the end of the period that puts the Devils, right? Was it Dougie or was that the end of the second period? Both periods they had to carry over penalties. No, it was. It was Dougie Hamilton interference behind the net on Jackson Blake, right? Okay. So the Canes now, don't forget, they're 5th in the league in power play. So they're a dangerous, deadly team. So power play, goes over into the second period. And just after it expires, Dougie Hamilton's coming out of the box and he is chugging back to get there to cover Brett Burns, but he cannot get there in time. Just as the penalty expires, Burns puts it in the back of the net for his 3rd of the year at 22 seconds into the second period to tie it up at 2-2. Roslovic. Man, some of these names are hard to say. Roslovic gets the assist over there, who had himself a good game too. He was all over the place. But Brett Burns with a snapshot there that just whizzed it by Jacob Markstrom. Kind of a tough one. Like we said, it was basically a power play goal, but technically the penalty had literally just expired about 3 seconds prior to them putting it in. So you're thinking, okay, did Rod Brindamore take them to Brindamore University? during the intermission? And are the Canes going to come back out with firepower? Are the Devils going to, slow down again like they did in the first period? Oh, no. Oh, no, they do not. We get another response, and this time it's from Luke. You underestimate my power. That's my lightsaber impersonation. I got to get a lightsaber sound effect and get it to Sam Wu. But Pesce shot from the point, and I thought it was actually Palat that got it, but it's Brett Burns who blocks the shot, and it bounces right to a pinching Luke Hughes, who buries it. And that speed was on display once again. Jesper Bratt, Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, when the three of them are on the ice, they are dancing. And the other teams just simply cannot keep up with them. And then you pair up two really heady players with Palat and Pesce, and that is a deadly, deadly combination out there. What a goal. And Jesper Bratt, we got to give him a little extra credit here. He gets the secondary assist, his 32nd. Pesce gets the primary, his 5th. Luke is 3rd of the year at 4:15 and put the Devils up 3-2. But Bryce Salvador pointed this out during the intermission. We've talked about the Sheldon Keefe Richards system and the team buying into that. And you see that with Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt out on the PK. But this whole play was made possible because Jesper Bratt is circling around, goes around the goal, and he comes out the other side. Okay, and then he passes it to Pesce. Now, does Jesper Bratt stop there and go back towards the net? No, he reads the play that Luke is going to be open on the far wing. So what does Jesper Bratt do? He continues going up towards the blue line to cover on defense. This allows Luke Hughes to say, like, well, I got a free pinch right here. I'm heading on in, and I'm going to get this pass, and I'm going to bury it in the back of the net. So you get the speed, you get the headiness of Pesce and Palat, but then you get the defensive responsibilities coming out, and that defense translating into good offensive opportunities. It's everything that we have been talking about and missing, the past couple years. But they have bought into this system, and it's already paying dividends with players like Jesper Bratt and Jack Hughes, who have the speed to be able to cover and get to wherever they need to be on the ice in a split second. Great goal over there by Luke. 3-2 Devils, but they are not done yet. They are going to respond. Oh, I almost forgot. I got this right in between the two goals right here. The very next shift, Jacob Markstrom came up huge with a save. The Canes almost rebounded right after that. It was literally drop the puck at center ice and the next shift right into the Devil zone, and Markstrom came up big. And then at 8:47, Dawson Mercer gets in on the action. He gets his 9th goal of the year to make it 4-2 New Jersey Devils. Assist going to Brendan Dillon. You son of a bitch. And jumping Jack Flash. Woo! From the boards down deep. Jackie's down low and he throws the puck at the net. It looked purposely a little bit wide. I think he was trying to get that bank rebound, or he was trying to get a pass, kind of a shot pass, right to Dawson Mercer, who we know from the last, 2 games ago, when he put the old bunt in the back of the net. And remember, the NHL app literally had shot type bat. So we know Dawson's got some good hand-eye coordination over there. Maybe played some baseball growing up. So Jack puts that pass a little purposely to the right, looking for either the rebound or that bunting of Dawson Mercer into the back of the net. And, oh, baby. Mercer cleans it up after the rebound, gets his 9th of the year at 8:47, puts the Devils up 4-2, and the crowd is in a frenzy. And they will continue to be, because right after that, holy hell, Jacob Markstrom, again, on the very next shift, after a goal, he's got to come up with a massive save. And this one was huge. 2-on-1, Sebastian Aho and Roslovic. Man, I always want to say Roslovelic, but I don't know why. Roslovic. 2-on-1. Aho passes it over, and Markey is doing like the pseudo splits, diving across to get it with the leg pad over there. Massive saves, and you hear the Marquee chants echoing throughout the Rock. Man, it's so good to have a goaltender who makes the timely saves. And then we get the BS call of the night. This is when the refs say, no goal. We get Nico Hischier driving to the net, and he actually puts a backhand shot, I guess, kind of around the Canes goaltender here. Why can't I remember? Oh, Kochekov. I was thinking it was the other guy. No, Anderson's hurt. Kochekov in net. Okay, is kind of weird. Like, Nico goes around him. He's behind the goal line, and then the backhand, okay, into the back of his legs. And now, who was it? It was Stefan Nason right there in the front. And he's scrubbing, he's poking at it, and the puck clearly goes in the net. And the whistle does not blow anytime even close to before that puck crosses that goal line. They review it. Somehow or another, they say, no goal. Don't understand that one at all. Nico gets hauled down. Nico scores his second. Or no, he would have assisted. Nason would have had the goal. But it was clearly in. Well before the whistle blew. And now they're going to say, wow, I lost track. How did you miss the Nico haul down, somehow see the puck buried between Markstrom's legs and let that play go, but you missed this one, which was clear as day? Again, every 10 days, NHL should be using that vision insurance and making these guys go get their friggin' eyes checked. So I didn't like that call over there, but whatever. The Devils go back on the PK. After that, somehow Brett Pesce got 2 minors. Him and Tyson Jost are going at it after the play stops. Okay, matching minors for roughing. They somehow gave Brett, what am I, funny? What am I, a clown to you? Pesce, an extra 2 for cross-checking. What the hell is that? If there's 2 guys going at it, just throw them both in there for a roughing. What are these officials doing? I don't get it. Either way, there's a carryover penalty again into the third period, and the Devils go into some shutdown mode on defense, which we know now they can do. Before that was, no, it's like, oh, don't take your foot off the gas. Because before, our best defense was, more offense. Now, the Devils know how to defense. The Devils know how to goalie. And the Canes came at them in the third and tried to put some big pressure on there. But the Devils shut it down. They are now 19-0-1 when leading after the second period. The comeback kids strike again, and they win another one at home, rectifying some of those home woes from the beginning of the year. Devils, which should have been 5-2, but they win 4-2. Shots on goal for the Canes, 10-14-7 for a total of 31. Hey, Markey had some shots to stop tonight. For the Devils, 7-10-6 for a total of 23. Devils win the face-off battle there, 30 wins to the Canes 21. Canes were 0 for 2 on the power play, but it was kind of 1 for 2 with that first one. Devils didn't even get a power play. 24 hits for the Canes to the Devils 20, 15 block shots for the Devils. All around, a big test passed. This test, A+ right here. After the break, at home, against a big metropolitan opponent here in the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Devils come out on top. Want to know what you think about it on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else? It was a bit of a Nico. knocked his stick out of Kachekov's hands. I don't know, Pollock. I'm going to say that goal should have been in the net. But either way, doesn't matter. It didn't go in. I'll say it should have been 5-2. But we got 4-2. And we'd love to know what you think about it on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, X, wherever you happen to be watching right now. We got the boys over there at American Whiskey getting down. It's getting hot. It's getting hot in there for Sam Wu.
Getting hot in here. Take
And that's just not the burrito in his pocket.
The pocket
That's
burrito.
just not the burrito in his
The
pocket.
pocket burrito.
All right, Sam. Stop dancing. Stop dancing, Sam. Stop dancing. No dancing for Sam.
No, not at all.
Mrs. Wu is not approved of that.
I'll tell you what.
Although, I will say this. Mrs. Wu will approve. They handed out $1 off coupons for a salad, Scotty. Sam Wu now has $3 off coupons for a salad.
I hate Wawa.
$3 off.
I absolutely hate
They will
Wawa, though.
They will
How do you
expire
hate
before
Wawa?
Sam Wu ever uses them.
They're like Woo Bucks.
$1,
Remember
huh?
Woo Bucks? Scotty, great
Woo
breakdown,
Bucks.
buddy. That was very poetic and very nice to listen to. I enjoyed every second of it. I will say there was one thing that I was missing. Only one thing.
What's that?
I was missing the fact that as exciting as this game was, as exciting as this Devils victory was, that do you understand that the Devils are tied for first place, not just in the Metro, not just in the East, but in the entire NHL right now. We will not look at the games in hand that other teams.
They would lose.
They're going to lose them anyways. Yeah.
So,
But right now, the Devils and the Winnipeg Jets. What a world! What a world! Devils and Winnipeg Jets, at the top of the NHL.
I'll tell you what. If you're a conspiracy theorist like I am, and then during that game, the whole time I'm like, rigged.
He said it a couple times.
Yeah, rigged. Then I had to go to the burrito to settle things down. But Scotty, let me tell you, it's Devils against the world. It's the Devils against the world. The refs were on them. Questionable calls, questionable replay, questionable this. They are against the Devils. It's so obvious, but Carolina's goaltending couldn't hold up.
No. Well, I have a question for Scotty too. Scotty, I can barely hear you, but during the game when you were watching it live, did they give a clear explanation why they waved off that goal for the Devils? Because that puck was clearly over the line.
Clearly in. I think the whole idea was that the refs had the intention to blow the whistle.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Yeah,
well,
it was ridiculous.
So the save that Markstrom had, where he had it saved for like 2-3 seconds before it trickled through. So that was an
somehow
intention.
They saw that the entire time. And
this is what pisses me off about that rule, because like if you're losing clear sight, I understand the rule is like if the referee loses sight of the puck, it's supposed to be a dead play, or they're supposed to whistle it dead. If you watch the goal, because I watched it live, the referee waves off a goal, and then the puck trickled through on Markstrom, and then they knocked it in, and then he points it in as a good goal.
Yeah.
In the goal against the Devils, like the play was still going, there was no whistle, and the puck was over the line. So what the hell's the difference?
Yeah, but
what kind of vision plan do they have for these officials? They really need to up it. They need to up it. Every 10 games, gotta get a check out.
But even still, and I'm always gonna want the Devils to come up on the better side of things. Brendan Dillon should have stopped behind Markstrom and played to the whistle instead of doing a fly through.
Yeah.
And not being there to prevent anything that squibs through Markstrom from being knocked in.
I think everybody thought it was frozen by Markstrom. I know I did. I didn't look
but
like
you got to play to the whistle.
The
it doesn't matter. You got to play to the whistle. If there's no whistle, the play's still alive. So if the puck squibs out, it's alive.
But
you've got to play to the whistle.
Was there a whistle during that play where the Devils got the goal waved off? Was there a whistle?
That I don't know.
Because we couldn't tell because
way after.
But again, it's
way
that whole
after. Way after.
It's that whole intent to.
It's
crap because it's
garbage.
It's subjective. It's subjective. So what's the intent to blow? Well, we're not going to go down that road again.
Just like the BJs.
Yeah, it's not against the BJs. But I think that Devils goal should have counted. I can see them maybe calling it off because, maybe there is some argument that they can make that you saw it go in, but you see it clearly go in. You can make that argument, whatever. But it's just, again, that first one against the Devils, I'm still going to say Dylan's got to stop behind Markstrom.
Yeah.
Dylan's got to stop behind Markstrom to prevent anything from happening. He skates right back through.
He does, but in his defense, it wasn't like he saved it and it popped out.
But was
he
there
saved
a whistle?
it.
Was there a whistle?
Fair enough.
If there's no whistle,
you're right. You're 100% right. I'm just saying benefit of the doubt. He saved it. You could count 1, 2, 3, and then the puck pops out.
Well, I'm mad that the refs didn't blow the whistle.
Well, okay, so there's that. But and let's go to the Dougie Hamilton penalty. Okay, Hamilton and whatever Carolina player are coming around the back of the net. The Carolina player clips the net, and Hamilton gets an interference call on it. When Hamilton had the puck and was controlling the puck, and the officiating tonight, and it's been a constant theme.
They owe us one tomorrow.
Yeah, but the problem is they're not going to get one tomorrow. But this is the thing that's good is the Devils don't need to rely on that anymore.
Yeah.
They don't need to rely on that power play. Now they're starting to score 5-on-5. They're starting to pick it up in other aspects of the game, so they don't have to rely on getting that friendly call. It's just frustrating as a fan when you're watching. Jesper Bratt gets pulled down. Nico Hischier gets pulled down. Pulled down. Not he kind of like arm wrapped around, pulled down to the ice with no call. That kind of stuff is just it doesn't make sense. It's mind numbing. Are the Devils not selling? Is that the case? Is it they're not selling? They're not complaining, or are they complaining too much?
They'll get an unsportsmanlike, and be thrown in the penalty box as well.
Just like
that
the Nason
cross check
call
on Pesci.
or Pesci on Pesci. Yeah.
Yeah, the double call on him was frustrating. I'm gonna twist this, and I'm gonna say one of the positives today, a big positive, and I can't remember if it was after the Devils' third or fourth goal, that big pad save that Markstrom made going left to right. That's the
fourth
save
goal.
that was after the fourth goal. Thank you. That's the type of save that, as the goaltender, you have to make.
Yeah.
I always coach my kids. You make the first save that you have an opportunity to make after a goal for or against, and he did that. And I turned to you, I said, that's the biggest save of the game right there.
Yep.
And that damn well was the biggest save of the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
If I'm going to complain about anything, my delayed grievance from Festivus, Markstrom is second star tonight. 2 back-to-back shutouts. What is Markstrom? Second star.
Yeah.
Goaltender should be first star for getting a shutout. That's my grievance from the Ranger game. That's my delayed Festivus grievance.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I will say this, though. The one thing that, watching the game live, we talked about it in the pregame. We talked about, what kind of atmosphere this is going to be. The atmosphere was electric.
Yeah.
Of course, we added a lot to that. I'm just saying, just sitting in those three seats, it gets tuned up where there was little kids chanting how bad Carolina sucks.
Oh,
it was great. It was fantastic.
They were like, Carolina, you're worse
than the Blackhawks.
You're worse than the Predators.
Yeah, it was
You're
Is
worse
this the
than
New
the
Jersey
Rangers.
Girl Scouts coming in?
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
The New Jersey Girl Scouts, you buy
that's
cookies. You buy cookies, or they give you $1.50. You know what I mean?
That's what happens. The
Yeah.
Girl Scouts showed up and Samu hightailed it out of there.
He didn't realize you were on our side, though.
What was it like seeing, because watching it on TV, it's literally like seeing a video game happen in front of you, but what's it like seeing Jack, Jesper, and Luke on the ice together?
Oh, my God.
The
it's great.
speed that they have, and, you put the Palat and the Pesci there as well, who are just so good with the hockey sense, and they know how to get into position and just let them do their thing. But what is it like just seeing that speed live in person?
There was that portion, I don't think a goal came from it, but there was that portion of the game where they pinned Carolina in their own zone, and they were just circling.
That was
you
the
could
second period.
that it was it was a clinic, and I looked at Shorts guy. I go, this is like a skating clinic. You looked at what Jack was doing. You looked at Luke. Their feet are constantly moving, and it's not just those two. It's like the entire line, like the entire defense, like everybody's constantly shifting, and that is a Sheldon Keefe thing, because this team last year wasn't doing this.
No.
They would have sustained pressure, but it was always like point to point, point to point, point to point, down low, point to point, point to point, and it was that kind of pressure. This is like they are moving their feet in a way where you're like, damn, dude, like sometimes it's not going to result in a goal, but you know what you're doing? You're wearing the other team out. You're keeping them on the ice for like 2 minutes. You're putting pressure on them where, yeah, it might not happen right now, but I'll tell you what, it's going to lead to them getting a goal eventually.
It's going back 2012 when they used the phrase "swarm it up."
Yes,
They're swarming their opponents.
Yeah, it's crazy how good they are, though.
Yeah.
There's the little things that happen. Nico Hischier is playing with a confidence this year that I don't think I've ever seen. He made a play, and it didn't result in anything. It was like this little tap play where the puck was kind of going towards the corner, and instead of him just taking the puck and like circling back into the corner or going behind the net, he had enough wherewithal to kind of just tap it behind him in the perfect way that Nason was able to like rifle off a shot. And if it wasn't for the goaltender just being in the right spot in the right time, it would have been an easy goal. Like that line, that's another line too. That Nason, Hischier, and Meyer line. Oh my God, did they put so much pressure on the Canes? And like that's one thing I love is like you'll see stuff like that and you're just like, yeah, it's not resulting in goals, but it does result in goals. You wear a team down, and it gets to the point where like Meyer could have scored like 2-3 times tonight. Like he's a power forward. Like he's really showing something this year. Like that whole line is amazing to watch.
Yeah. We got a couple comments over here. I mean, we got a lot of comments over here, but Samuel, I just want you to know that Wimpy says that Wawa calls it pork roll, so you probably should just rip those coupons up right now.
Damn straight.
That just can't be good. We got a lot of chants here from Markstrom saying he did such a great job.
He did.
People are looking into trade baits already. Oh man, wow. I don't know.
I love this team.
I mean, this team is doing good. The only trade you make.
I don't think they need anything right now.
The only trade you make is it something you cannot pass up that will improve your team even
like Brady
even more.
Like Brady Kachuk.
Like Brady Kachuk. But listen, I said to Shorts guy during the game, I said this might be one of my favorite Devils teams in a long time. Like the addition to this team.
Yeah.
And Curtis Lazar, like Curtis Lazar not being in the lineup.
Tomorrow.
He'll be in the lineup tomorrow. Yeah.
Wow.
But like this team is
it's like a mid-season acquisition.
Everything feels so good.
Yeah.
You watch Kovacevic play tonight, and you watch Dylan play tonight. Dylan, yeah, he screwed up, but then remember that? He made a huge breakup where it could have easily been a 2-on-1, and Dylan basically rode the forward out into the corner.
Yeah.
This team is just built differently.
Yeah. Agreed. I totally agree.
From top to bottom. And Markstrom is the perfect addition in goal. Like Allen, they're a fun team to watch.
And Danico and Salvador were even talking about it on, the broadcast where, you always, this team, they're coming together. But like, it's something different. These guys really do play for each other. Yeah. I think Sheldon Keefe Richards has established that accountability for everybody. What we were hoping that Lindy would have done, I know he tried to, but it never really seemed to happen fully. But this team does seem like, hey, I'm accountable for all those things. Hence, like what we were talking about, like the Jack Hughes and the Jesper Bratt, like being so responsible defensively now and covering those positions. Like they are there for each other, and obviously on the physical side as well, as we have seen them stick up for each other throughout this year so far. But it does seem like there is a special bond that is growing every game with this team. It just gets stronger and stronger, and they're playing for each other, and there's accountability. I mean, I think it's a great job by Sheldon Keefe.
Oh yeah, and it was during I forget which period it was. I think it was when Pesci got the double minor.
Yeah.
There was a scrum down in the corner right in front of us, and Pesci got into it, and Luke was there, and then Pesci got into it even deeper, and Luke was right in there. Yeah, yep. And Luke was right in there to defend his defensive partner, and that's one of those things. You're right. This team is stepping up. Everyone is stepping up for everyone that they play with, and that was so evident in that moment. Here's Luke Hughes jumping in for Pesci.
Yeah.
Right in the moment, like didn't even think about it. It was automatic. That's the thing. Stepping in for your teammate is now not a thought; it's an automatic action, and that's the best part. Like you go back to, was it last year, the year before? Someone ran into VTech. It was I think it was a Ranger game. Someone ran into VTech, and I think it was Bastion. Just like watched it happen.
Yeah.
That would not happen here.
No.
That would, if someone ran into Markstrom or Allen. Oh, forget it. It would be a melee. It would be a melee. That we've gone from that to where now it's as soon as someone's touched, it's an automatic. I am in on this because I am defending my teammate.
And you go. Sorry to cut you off, Scotty.
I was just going to say, I think Kovacevic has also brought that, unexpectedly to this team.
Yeah.
A la like when Siegenthaler came in, I don't think there was any very high expectations for him. Same thing with Kovacevic, and he has fit in perfectly with this team, but that feistiness and that fire, he brings that I don't think a lot of us Devils fans were expecting when that acquisition was made.
And all credit to Ted, because Ted texted me earlier today, and he goes, look at Siegenthaler getting into fights. I feel like that's another side effect of that, too, is because now you got guys where, like, last year Siegenthaler got manhandled by Rempe.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like, he was trying to do the right thing, but, like, Siegenthaler's playing with an edge this year. Like, that defensive combo. And there's a guy in front of us that we were talking to, and he was like, man, like, Luke, and I'm like, yeah. Luke has been playing with Pesci the entire year. Every defensive partner has been playing with each other the entire year.
They have not shifted. Yeah.
Consistency.
It's because they're all healthy.
Well, yes, there's that. But even in the beginning of the year, like it just feels like there's no experimentation. It's not like, Dougie, you had a rough game tonight. Let's take you off your line, and we'll put you with Siegenthaler again. You had a strong. It's just like, no.
Patience.
You live and die with the guy you're with.
Patience.
And you go into a corner and you fight somebody because, you know what, that's my D partner. That's my buddy. Like, that's my boy. Like, I'm not, and going back to Jack Hughes, too, another thing that I loved watching tonight in person is, like, him on the PK. Who in the right mind would have been like, yeah, Jack Hughes on the PK. That's a smart move. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sheldon Keefe. He
is so freaking active out there. He is constantly buzzing, and he's constantly moving. And when a team's trying to come through a neutral zone, he's there. He's like this little gnat that's just like, got this, look what I got, look what I got. At one point, one of the PKs he was on, he came so close to having a breakaway. He like chipped the puck, and it like took a weird bounce, and like it was whatever Carolina Panther Hurricane had it. They were able to pick it up and like bring it back in the zone, but like. Jack came like a centimeter from just breaking loose. And that's what I love, like this trust that Keefe has put into him. We saw it happening with Jesper Bratt in years past where he's been on the PK, but like it's such like Mercer. Dude, Mercer almost scored a goal on the PK. Like him and Nico almost scored a goal on the PK. Like this team is so freaking balanced right now. So freaking balanced.
They are a great combo on the penalty kill, Mercer and Nico. All right, let me ask you guys this, because I see a lot of people chiming in. I see Max, I see Steven, I see Brooks says don't do a damn thing over here. But does this team, if you're talking about maybe adding a piece at something, does this team need another center, a bottom six center?
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. But who are you giving up? Who? And you said something that I thought was so.
Because you have Lazar coming back. You got Paula on the third line.
But Shorts Guy said something like, I don't know if he said it off air or on air. We said, who do you want to be the guy that gets traded for the
I
piece?
said that Game Day Live. Yeah. You hate being that guy that gets traded away at the deadline, and you watch your team do very well. I think it happened on the Panthers this past year. The only thing that you do as far as bringing a player in is if the player is the perfect fit for this team. Don't try to put a square peg in a round hole just because the square peg's available. If the square peg doesn't go in the round hole, don't bring it in.
Don't bring it in.
Don't bring it in. But if it's a round peg into a round hole, go for it. But again, we are going to have to give up somebody to get somebody.
Yeah.
At the deadline, if it's a desperate team, okay, maybe it could be a draft pick or everyone's favorite, future considerations. But if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it's not going to fit, don't bring it in. You only want to bring in something that's going to be an addition and a plus versus someone that could disrupt things. That's really how you got to look at it.
It has to be, and I feel like Fitzgerald is dialed in.
that.
He's dialed into this team so much. You look at the people he's brought in over the offseason, Stephen Nason, Dylan, Pesci. He's brought in not just like character guys, he's brought in guys that fit the mold of what he's looking to do.
He said it. No
Yes.
A-holes.
No A-holes.
He said it in the summer.
And it feels like this team is
Oh, he
gelled.
said dickheads, right?
No, dickheads, yeah.
Oh,
Are we allowed to
whatever.
say that? You can't
Well,
say
we just
dickhead
did.
on air.
Well, Tom Fitzgerald can. We can too.
Oh, hey, there
But
you
like,
go.
but you look at the guys he brought in. So yeah, obviously, like during the trade, I don't think he's going to go for a Grabner, or you know what I mean. Like he's not going to go for like a reach player.
He's not going to go for a Patrick
You mean he's not
Kane
going to
like
trade
the
for Chris
Rangers?
Kreider?
Yeah, listen, Chris Kreider would fit this team
If he
so
would
damn
fit.
well. I said it in the pregame.
We said that about Grabner 10 years ago, and look how that turned out. No more.
No, well, I don't want to make a trade with them unless it's a 3-team trade and whatever player or acquisition we're sending goes to another team and not them. But listen.
Well, because someone brought this up. I don't remember who did it. Yes, Stephen Angle, Kachuk would be nice. We know Nemec, everything like that. But in a more realistic way, and keeping it close to home over here, and a team, not the Rangers, that we have had some deals with in the past. And I'm sorry, I don't remember who. Oh, Steven. Brock Nelson. Yeah, there you go.
Brock Nelson
Would that be a name that, kind of interests you as someone who can play, in that bottom six, but should also bring some scoring as well, which we know the bottom six has struggled a little bit recently, with that.
But
would that be a name that's interesting to you guys?
Who are you giving up? Because right now,
That's
like
the question. Who are you
a
giving up?
Nathan Bastian, who you're not going to get anything for him. A Tatar, you're not going to get anything for him.
If it's a deadline deal, you can deal a pick.
You could.
You could deal.
But-
He would be a pick, like a second. Second would be high for him. Second or third.
Third.
That would be like a 3rd round pick for him.
And you
at
look
the
you look at
deadline.
Lou and you're like, come on, buddy.
You're like, hey,
come on.
whoa, you remember Zajac?
Hey,
remember
Come on,
remember what we used to
Come on,
do?
Lou. Come on, Lou.
Come
Brock
on.
Nelson's got to fall off the truck for this 3rd round pick.
It's like being single and bumping into your ex and being like, remember what we used to do? Come on, you want to go make out in the corner? Let's go. But like, yeah, listen. If the Devils could get Brock Nelson, that's amazing. If they could get,
Only if it's going to help.
and that's the best part is like they're in a position where they don't really necessarily need to make a move.
No.
I mean, yes,
Right.
would it be good? Yeah. Would it be great to get additional scoring because God forbid somebody locks down Jack? But what you're seeing is that Nico, Timo, Nason line. That's a dangerous line.
Yep.
In a different way. The Jack, Jesper, Palat line. Palat chipping in goals. And they're a dangerous line for a different way. So it's not like a one-dimensional team that's coming at you.
Yeah.
This is a multi-layered, different feel. Like you're getting a different line. You're getting a line. If you get against the Heischer line, you're going to get shut down defensively. You're going to get shots blocked. You're going to get frustrated, and then you're going to get somebody shoving the puck down your throat. That line I feel like is way more underrated because Jack is going to get all the the flowers. He's going to get all the comeuppance, but the Heischer line, I feel like it's the line that drives the team.
So that's the only reason I could see Fitzgerald making a play at the deadline. If we're going into the deadline and the third and fourth line hasn't scored in a while,
Yeah.
and he wants to bring someone in to make sure that we have that depth scoring come playoff time, that'll coerce him into making a deal.
I mean, go for it. Go for it. If the
That's
price is right.
That's an interesting name, though. That's an interesting name to throw
Very.
out there.
Brock
Yeah, very.
Nelson,
Yeah.
Listen, there's
That's
a lot
that's
of
a
Ryan
realistic
O'Reilly.
name.
Ryan O'Reilly would be a name that's realistic. That would be grit scoring.
Yeah.
I would love to add Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, your third line center right there, like that's a dude that could fix a lot of things for you.
It's got to be a third or fourth
right.
line player that's like desperate to win a cup.
Yeah.
Like
Max
desperate.
Max is saying Ryan McLeod, and but I think we just stay away from that family right now. Let's just know. Let's just know.
That's a tough
We're-
Good
one.
yeah.
idea.
That's a tough one.
Good idea. I like the prototype, but let's stick somewhere. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Who would be?
But
Who
Brock
would be?
Nelson is an interesting name there.
Who would be outside of Nelson? Obviously, you know who my dream would be, but who? Oh, Brady! I'm like that Wolverine picture. I lay in my bed with a picture of Brady Kachuk. But who, in your opinion, outside of Brock Nelson, would be the perfect fit for this team? Because I feel like that whoever it is that's going to be on that bottom six can't just be like a flashy, dashy little guy. It can't be like, and I'm just
No,
gonna
it's
throw a
gotta
name.
be. You gotta have
It
size.
has to be
You gotta have
some-
size.
like Timo Meyer,
Of course.
like a Timo Meyer prototypical type player would be great. Do you know what I mean?
Cousins.
Dylan
Ryan
Cousins.
O'Reilly.
Dylan Cousins would be
Dylan
good.
Cousins.
Thank you, Selecta and Steven Tartaz. Good suggestions right there.
Yeah. I mean, Buffalo's got to be open for business, right?
I would assume.
There's got to be
You
some
would
guys
think
on
so.
Buffalo that would be not named
You would think
Darlene
so.
that's going to be open, or Powers that's
Yeah.
going to be open.
Nashville might be open for business too.
Yeah, but would you take Stamkos with a ton of salary retained, like 90% of his salary
Not
retained?
Stamkos. Who else did they bring in? They brought in.
Marchessault. Would you do either of them with like a
rather
massive part of
No,
their
because
salary?
we're looking bottom six. We're looking bottom six. If
You
you're
could
gonna
put either
go
of them
out-
in the bottom six any day.
Well, I guess, but
And listen, even
I
like a
don't know.
Tarasenko, like you look at what the Rangers did a couple of years ago with Kane and Tarasenko. Their team wasn't built the right way to take on those two players that would make it viable for them to go on a cup run. We, on the other hand, could take on a Kane, could take on a Tarasenko.
Conversely, any player coming into this team has to know that they're going into a bottom third
Yeah.
or fourth line.
Well,
they would
I
have
don't
to
know about Tarasenko either.
I mean,
Nah.
But
I don't know.
whoever it is has to know that they're coming into a third, fourth line situation because they are not unseating that first or second line.
not at the
That's-
moment.
all right.
Not at the moment, but
Not-
you could
But could, if necessary.
if a Palat starts to falter,
Yeah.
and he starts to become an albatross on that line,
Yeah.
then whoever you bring in could realistically take that spot.
Could realistically, yeah.
But that's the thing too, is like I don't want to bring in a one-dimensional player. Like I would love to bring in a player that has like defensive prowess,
Yeah.
where somebody that's like, all right, we're on the PK, put out XYZ. We're in a situation where we're like up by a goal. It's like a couple minutes left in the game. We have a defensive face-off. Who can we put in there that we can trust?
Yeah.
Like when you had those moments where you could put like Nico Hischier in the face-off dot, and then you have like Eric Hall. Okay, we're gonna bring up the unmentionable name, but when Mikey McLeod was crushing it in the face-off dot, those games were like they went on that playoff run. You had Nico taking a face-off, but you had McLeod on his right-hand side because if he got kicked out of the face-off dot, guess who's taking the spot? Yeah, McLeod.
You just want a reliable player.
A reliable, like you could put up, you could get a guy that's going to put up like 15, 20 goals. I don't care. Obviously, the offensive side of it's always good, but somebody that's not going to be a liability. Somebody that's not going to be like, like what the hell is this guy doing out in the middle of like we're in a pressure situation. Now we got Bozo out there.
Alex Tuck might be a good one too up in Buffalo because they're going to be selling. That's a good one, Max.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah,
He put some.
He's a big
He
kid.
put some. And he's a plus 13. What's he got here? 28 points already on the season. I mean, that's a. Oh, the cap hit is 4.75. All right, that's another thing that's going to have to come in play for here.
Retention.
Is because we're so up to the cap limit there that it's going to take some finagling. But we got time for this. Right now, the team is performing well above what I think a lot of us expected from them this year. You know, they are gelling. They are playing to Sheldon Keefe's system, and they are making other teams pay with their speed, with their defense, with the goaltending now. And, the offense we always knew was there. That was never an issue. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like, I don't even know what Brock Nelson's contract is. He's got to get being paid a pretty penny, I would think, as well. So, it'll be tough. But
I just think it's
you
great
bring Lazar back, and let's see how Lazar, molds in here, with the team again. Dowling hasn't been awful. He hasn't scored a lot, but he's definitely been serviceable down on that fourth line.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah, he's not a hole on this team.
Yeah.
He's not a hole. It's not a deficiency there. So him being there is it's good enough. It's good enough. It's adequate. And who would have thought? Here we are, as we're about to come into the new year. We're already talking the Devils being buyers at the trade deadline. It's been a while since we've been in this position.
It is wild to kind of think about. You look at what the position that they're in, and we were walking out, and I forget who it might have been. Ted that said it. That if they win tomorrow, do we finally sit back and go, all right, this is for real? Because my buddy Bill was texting me and he's like, yo, I don't know, man. I want to be excited about the team, but he's like, I'm afraid to be happy about it. And I'm like, I get that.
And
it's
that's understandable with the way the last couple seasons have gone.
Yeah, of course. And I look at this team and I'm like, at what point do we put our foot down and we're like, no, we're good. We're God damn it, we're for real. This team is a top 5.
When we lock up that
a top 5
spot,
team.
When we lock up that,
but I feel like we could do that before that point. I feel like before
we can.
I feel like they need if they win tomorrow on a back-to-back against the Carolina Hurricanes. This is like a playoff situation, right? A little 2-game playoff. You win tomorrow night in convincing fashion like you did tonight. I think that's a statement.
It's
I mean, the team has 51 points already, so I think we're pretty close to, being there already. So this team is performing well above any of our expectations, and 51 points in 38 games is pretty damn good from a lot of people's perspectives. But we do have another game tomorrow, which will be a challenge. The second of a back-to-back, going down to Carolina. They're going to be angry, so they're going to be ready to roll and perform. Jake Allen will be in net.
He needs a bounce-back game.
Yes.
He needs a bounce-back game.
Karski, I think, will be in net for Carolina. So, and the Canes are going to come out swinging tomorrow and try to rebound from this loss up here at the Prudential Center. But one thing you can rest assured about out there, Devils fans, is that we will be covering all the action here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. We're going to have Game Day Live beforehand, Devils After Dark afterwards, and hopefully we'll be sipping on some celebratory adult beverages once again and talking about a big W, another win in that column for this New Jersey Devils team.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. So tomorrow it's hey, you know what? This game's over. Got to do it all again tomorrow night. Go down to Carolina tonight.
Do you think they're on the plane already? They got to be, right? Or at least close?
Another
Already?
half hour.
Yeah,
so.
by the way, shout out to the equipment managers.
Let him shower afterwards at least. Jeez.
Shout out to the equipment managers and the guys behind the scenes that make these kinds of things move, because we were talking about it on Game Day Live, where it's they got to go and play a game tomorrow.
They all
the
have
guys
like
that got to
18
break
sets of
stuff down and be like, all right, let's go, get it all on the plane, get it out. There's a lot that goes into that.
I gotta imagine those on a night like tonight. Those bags are packed already.
Yeah, for sure.
And Max, I wouldn't be surprised to see both Curtises in the lineup tomorrow either.
Yeah.
Especially the
it
way
started getting chippy today. I'll tell you what, it was getting chippy behind every play.
Yeah.
Behind every play.
Yeah.
There's I forget, it was like in the third period, but like Jesper Bratt went down to like for an icing call, and whatever Hurricane was right behind him was like hooking him the whole time and just like slashing at him. And Bratt, to his like good sense, like just ignored it. But the referee pulled him to the side and was like, "You can't do that. You can't do that." Like it looked like he was like, "I'm watching what you're doing. Like stop." So the Canes were getting chippy, man. And that's what you got to do. You get somebody chippy, that means you get under their skin. That means you're doing something right.
Yeah. I think it's Curtis and Curtis time back in the lineup tomorrow. Yeah. And we'll find out. And the boys will let you know here on Game Day Live beforehand. And then we'll talk about all the action afterwards on another rip-roaring edition of Devils After Dark. Devils win 4-2. Should have been 5-2, but 4-2. Big victory. 4-point, or as Sam Wu likes to say, 5-point divisional game over here that the Devils come out on top for. So we can't wait to do it again tomorrow. And Sam Wu's cut me off. I hear the music already, so I'll say my goodbyes right now. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Scotty.
See you later. Till next time. See you later. Till next time. Let's go, Devils.